Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. It's your boy Sam with Small Couch Reviews Studios. Project Hail Mary. I actually saw this last week at a press screening. Yes, we got press. So dope. Anyway, couldn't talk about it back then because I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am sick. Like sick, as I've been saying in a couple videos. So didn't want to do it with super low energy, but I'm better now. Now we can talk about it. And bottom line up front, this movie's awesome. Everyone should go see it in theaters. Hey, first off, thanks to everybody who's watching. I know our release schedule's been a little erratic, and when you're not consistently doing it, you kind of get shadow banned. So appreciate everyone who clicks on these videos, watches what we have to say, and listen to us rant or whatever. Whether it's 50 views or 1,000 views, we love doing this. With that said, if you like what you see, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now, Project Hail Mary is the second movie from a book from Andy Weir, the author. The first being The Martian, which I also really, really loved. Funny enough, I actually have both The Martian and Project Hail Mary on audiobook. Haven't listened to either of them. That's on me. But if the movies are this good, I can imagine the books are better because, the books are always better. Anyway, so the plot. I love how they made it super simple. Our sun is dying. Ryan Gosling has been sent into space to stop it. You see, we found that our sun is losing its luminescence, and we found that there's this alien parasite that's responsible for it. Now, it's not an alien like from the movie Aliens, right? It's not sentient or anything. Think of it like a bacteria, a space bacteria. Our scientists scanned the universe and they found this bacteria was everywhere, and it is eating all the stars in the universe that it's next to, all except one. For whatever reason, this one star is staying stable. It's not losing any of its luminescence, even though we know the space bacteria is there. So Ryan Gosling is sent over to the star to figure out what's going on and hopefully find a solution for us, because we have found that in 30 years, if nothing's done, we're going to go extinct. Yes, you saw that right. I know I usually like to start with my sours, but we're going to go sweet this time because what I disliked is actually super short and super nitpicky, so I'm just going to cover that a little bit later. Let's talk about what worked, and we're going to start with Gosling. He's incredible. Pretty much perfect for someone, we see in basically every single scene. And when I say perfect, I mean it. Excellent casting. He's funny, he's relatable, he's charismatic. When we first see him, he wakes up on the spaceship and, because of the sleep or whatever, he kind of has like amnesia. So he doesn't really realize where he is or why he's there. And as he's walking around, he's like, whoa, why am I in space? Why am I this distance from the sun? Why are all these scientific instruments here? And he's naming them. And he's like, wait, why do I know all of this? Which, is a great introduction to see that, he's not a normal person. He's actually very knowledgeable. Anyway, as the movie continues, he starts to remember what he had forgotten, and that's where we get the backstory to everything that's happening and why he's here, via flashback. Now, I would normally go on a whole spiel about why Gosling is great and some of the jokes he made and how he has all this charisma and all this stuff. And while all that is true, just know when I say he's perfect, he's perfect. He does the job very well. And the thing that really got me with his role in particular is it's probably the most relatable I've seen in a movie for a while, because when I tell you he didn't want to do this, space is scary and he knows it's scary. And he, like he says in the trailer, he is not an astronaut. He really grew and showed the resolve that me or you watching this can have, bravery. The bravery we can have when the moment calls for it. And that really stuck with me because he's really just an everyman. Outside of his genius, there's no difference between him and me or you, right? He's not John Wick or James Bond or anything. He's a normal dude, and he stepped up big time. But as good as he is, the heart of this movie comes when he meets his partner in crime, an alien life form named Rocky, who you've probably also seen in the trailer. He's literally like a rock on 4 legs, going to be a huge marketing opportunity because I can tell so many people are going to be like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. Rocky is also a brilliant engineer, and he is also here investigating the space bacteria to figure out a solution for his planet, which also has a sun that is dying. So they come together, and this really becomes like a buddy film. Gosling programs a Oh, he makes a program that can basically take the sounds Rocky makes and translate them into English. So after a while, he gets all the words through his laptop. He gets all the words coming through his laptop. So they're having full on conversations in English. And I had to look up his name. James Ortiz. He is the voice actor who does the voice of Rocky that's coming through the laptop. Phenomenal voice acting work. Yeah, like as great as Gosling is, Rocky is that and a bag of chips. Like this movie is very funny, and it's because these two play off of each other, man. As brilliant as they are, they both sometimes act like big kids. And the humor here is not like MCU humor, which I'm actually not like a hater on or anything. But it's not like that where it just seems out of place in heavy moments. Like it just comes organically from Rocky talking to Gosling and not really having, not really like the right translation to say. So sometimes he'll say something and Gosling will just be like, no, that's not what you meant. So but yeah, man, watching their friendship grow to like this bromance, like seriously, man, it's gonna give you the feels. It's gonna make you cheer. It's gonna make you clap. It's gonna make you tear up. Like it's really, really, really good to see this man and this rock become like this. I can only imagine how it is in the book. Like watching it on film, watching this relationship develop from them, not really trusting each other, not knowing each other, not knowing how smart each other are, which was also a great thing. Like reading that would have been excellent. Reading how they, started communicating with each other would have also been excellent. And I mean, I'm just saying all that because of how well the movie did it. Now, speaking of Rocky, he is not CGI, he's practical. And honestly, a lot of this movie is practical effects. CG in this movie, when it's used sparingly and it's very well done. There's nothing I could really tell was CG. Well, let me rephrase that. I could tell if something was CG, but like I didn't notice it. Like meaning, when there's a scene, I'm like, well, obviously this has to be CG. They didn't actually do this, but it looks really, really good. So, it could have been fooled. But everything else is practical and pristine. The production on this is flawless. The camera work is incredible. Like, there are certain moments when you really just feel like, yo, these two could just die in this. And the space is so vast, and these two could just die, and no one will ever find them. The narrative of this movie, if I didn't like the narrative, I wouldn't be talking about it like this. It's phenomenal. Them figuring out what exactly these alien parasites are and what they want and and why they're doing what they're doing and the solution. It's fascinating to watch. I love all the science behind it. I love how the movie takes these complex scientific things and dumbs it down so that people like me can understand it. But more than that, we're also trying to figure out the mystery of how Gosling himself got here. Because when the flashbacks start, remember I said he did not want to do this. And through these flashback scenes, we learn about how he figured out what these alien parasites exactly were, how they operate, what their goal may have been, and ultimately how he got on the ship. And why he's alone on this ship, which is also another mystery. So yeah, man, A's across the board: plot, pacing, direction, storytelling. It all works out. Now, surprisingly, my nitpick is something that it's nothing that's really going to ruin this movie, but it's just something that's in my head because the movie did something so well that I was kind of shocked that they didn't address this one thing. How did he get there? I don't know if the book explains it, but the movie didn't. So I mentioned that there's this one star that the alien parasites seem to not be able to affect for whatever reason. That star is 11.29 light years away from us, meaning it would take 11 years for light to travel there. I believe they said he made the trip in 4 to 5 years, meaning he was traveling at about 2 times the speed of light. Now, they explain how they were able to take this alien parasite and use it as a fuel source because it's very powerful. I'm not that. Again, how they explained that was really, really cool, which explained how they made it there. But what I'm thinking is there is no human technology that I know of that can travel at the speed of light and survive it because friction will blow it up. If a spaceship like his ship actually approaches the speed of light, not even hits speed of light, if it approaches the speed of light, something as a small piece of debris hitting that ship will annihilate it. And this is moving twice the speed of light. So I don't understand how he got there. And something that was really in my head. Maybe it's because I'm a Trekkie, but it was something that was in my head, and I was like, I'm not understanding how you're doing this. Additionally, they didn't really seem to explain how Rocky understood Gosling before the translation thing, or even after the translation thing happened, because Gosling's talking to him, and you see Rocky like not like before he has his translation program. Rocky's like nodding along, he's like pointing, he's like gets excited when Gosling guesses right, and even after they have their translation matrix, it goes one way. Gosling can hear whatever Rocky is saying, but when Gosling speaks, it just comes out as English, and Rocky seems to understand it. So, how does Rocky know English? I'm assuming in the book the translation goes both ways, and I was thinking that maybe the movie just didn't show like the translation going from English to Rocky's language. But again, they did everything so well, it just seems like an odd thing to leave out. But that's it. I told you they were super nitpicky. This movie's awesome. Everyone should go watch it. You don't necessarily need to see it in IMAX. Don't listen to people who tell you that. But yeah, go check it out, man. I'm giving this one a 4.75. No, a 4.9 out of 5. Thanks so much for listening to me rant, y'all. I appreciate it. Until next time, I'm out.